Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. You'll learn about CRUD using REST web service. All code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
So we'll try this lab next, CRUD using REST. Okay. So CRUD using REST. So already we have done one example of CRUD using JAX-WS, right? We have done one examples of CRUD using JAX-WS. Now we are doing CRUD using JAX-RS or REST. So CRUD using SOAP already we have done. We have just done insert and select. Now we are talking about CRUD. All the operations we'll try to do it because lots of things is associated with this example. So let's start. So what type of examples we'll do is we'll do an employee example. Fine. Server side and client side. So start with that one employee example. Employee information I'm going to insert, and employee information I'm going to select with the help of JAX-RS, right? So let's start with CRUD server side. So server side, what we'll do? I'll do the complete application now. So let's try it. Now we can do some copy paste also because hello world already have done it, right? So some of the code we can copy paste. So let's do it. So I'm writing the steps. Step 1, create dynamic web project. Okay. And step 2, same thing. You can step 2, create your add all the jars. Add all the jar inside lib, project lib. Okay. Next step 3, what we'll do is create your now we'll implement same like earlier database application in SOAP type. Means we have this we should have EMP DAO, right? So EMP DAO is interacting with the database. So this EMP DAO, who is interacting with EMP DAO? EMP service. So you can write here EMP service. So EMP service is EMP service interact with the EMP DAO, right? And here you can implement another bean class employee.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Amit. Could you please give me the link from where we can download the jersey jars?
Okay. Jersey jar. You can. Okay. Download jersey jar. Or you can write this name. Control C. Control V. You can see here. Yes, you can get from here or Jersey archive. It is Maven repository they have given. Okay. taking some time. Control C. Okay, you can go to this website, and from here you can directly download. They have given different versions. You can use this version, this bundle, Jersey, this one, 1.3. So you can go into this link, copy, and Control V, and download this one. It contains all the jars. Let's download it. Okay. So, so what you're talking about here is that okay, we're going to create one database application, CRUD operation. So the CRUD operation that you are doing, so to implement that CRUD operation, we need to create these files, right? Service is interacting with the DAO, DAO is interacting with the database. So we need to implement these files .java, right? And emp service is .java, and employee.java, it's a bean class .java. So these are the three files we should need to implement the CRUD operation. And so Control X, Control V. So we need these files. So you can write write Java class. Okay. 1, 2, and this 3. Done. So next, what we'll do is that next step 4, what we'll do, design RESTful API. Since we are going to use EMP service as a web service or REST service, so design RESTful API using EMP service, .java, because this is the class I always use the service layer to expose as a web service. So we'll use the EMP service to expose as a web service, right? Okay. So then we can use step 5. In the step 5, what we can do is that we deploy REST web service inside. We're using Tomcat only, so we will use Tomcat, right? Next, step 6. What we'll use in the step 6 is that after that you are going to test REST web service using OPY. So in these examples, we are not going to use only GET. We are going to use all the 4 types, 4 HTTP verbs. So first, what we will do, we try to focus the complete scenario. We try to focus for GET. So we will do all the 4. So first we'll do for get. Let's see how the complete scenario database CRUD means database select is actually working. First I have to implement database select. Okay. So when database select is working, then we'll move with update, delete. We'll do all the 4 operations because we need to do this, because these examples is connected with the HTOS implementation that we'll do tomorrow. So we have to implement all the 4 operations here. So let's do it. So create dynamic web project first. We'll come to slides tomorrow. Today we'll complete all the labs. Okay. So let's create another so that will do JAX RS CRUD demo 7. So right click, new dynamic web project, create it as in JAX RS CRUD demo 7. That's it. Okay. So move next, and finish. So JAX RS CRUD demo 7, it's created. Okay, clear. Fine. Now, okay, so project created, then you have to add all the jar inside the leaf folder. So let's add all the jar in the leaf. So all the jars is there. Software. And these are the jars inside the leaf folder. You have to go and say copy all the jars that is available inside the leaf folder. Copy. And paste it inside the leaf folder. Fine. Okay. So second step is done. Second step completed, right? Okay. Let's come to the third step. So in the third step, we have to create these classes. So let's create these classes one by one. First of all, you have to create. Go inside Java package src. Right click, new class, and choose a package name as this, and class name is emp DAO on the class. Then let me write all the things in the same. If you want to change different package, that also you can do it. Right click, refactor, and rename. You can use the package name as this is a part of DAO. Okay, now we can use another layer, service layer. Right click, new package. Package name is service. In the service layer, we can write one class. The name of the class is right click, new class. Name of the class is emp service. Save. Right now we should have one Pojo class also, or bean class. So bean class you can put inside the DAO layer. The name of the class is employee. Fine. Okay, done. So the same things we have used the empty table last time, right? We are going to use the same empty table and same data types as we have done earlier. So we can write here. I forget what are the table column was there last time. DSCMP, EMP ID, EMP name, EMP sal, EMP email, number. So private int EMP ID, private string EMP name, right? And then private int emp sal we have used int type last time, so the same things we are keeping here also same thing. Emp sal private string emp email. Okay, it is done. So emp id, emp name, emp sal and emp email, these are the 4 instance variable declared. So right click source giant getters and setters, select all. Okay, right click source giant constructor using field. If you want to put some constructor, you can find. Right click source, you can use some constructor, default constructor, and better if we can provide one to string implementation, right? So this is how we have given this employee.java class. Done. Okay, next what we have to do, we have to do insert or delete, select all the 4 operations we have to implement here. So let's do first insert. Insert means create, right? And select is also there, select by id is also there. So let's see what we'll do first is in these examples let's complete the insert first. Okay, so insert means post. Okay, so don't get first implement post. First we'll insert, then we'll select, then update. Okay, so during this, if you find any confusion from anyone's side, you can create a separate conversation with me, or you can send the chat message if you find not clear. First, we talked about some basics on REST. Then you have implemented hello world example of REST. I'm expecting that everyone please execute that hello world on the other side. Now we're moving with CRUD operation using REST. So the purpose is that in the hello world example, we understood how GET is working, only one HTTP verb. Now we have moved one step ahead to understand how we can use all the 4 HTTP verbs. Yes, theoretically we told that yes, post is used to create, put is used to update, get is used to select, right, and delete is used to delete. But how I'm going to implement that? A simple as we can do it. A simple example. So we are trying to implement as simple as we can do. A simple example we are trying to implement to show how we can implement that. So first example, first HTTP verbs that we have selected, that is post. So purpose of post is to create a particular row inside a database using REST. So how I can use post, right? So post first require post first. So this is my EMP service. Yeah. So this EMP service is interacting with the EMP DAO. .java, right? This is interacting with database. This is the thing, right? Okay. Now here, if I'm going to do some insert, so what's the method name in the? So write some method name, no? If I'm going to insert, after inserting, you want to return that employee. So public employee, create employee, right? And you can write here employee. Okay guys, you can minimize from your side, mute mode, so that it will not disturb others. Okay, so this create employee method we can create in the EMP service class, and this is going to call a particular method in the EMP DAO. So assume the name of the method is Tell me what method will insert db. Insert db, assume this is my name of the method, insert db, and this is also take employee, right? So this is also public. This is also returning an employee object. So we can write here public employee like this. So this insert db method is available inside the DAO layer. This is the flow, right? Okay. So let's create that insert db method. Control C. So create that insert db method in the database. Okay. So this is the employee DAO class, and here create that insert db method. First insert db will come, right? So some related classes you can copy and paste because we need this to do some database interaction. Okay. Now if you don't want, no, I don't want to do database interaction, just I want to show inserted, that also you can do it, but it will not going to work. We should create the complete application because tomorrow we need it, right? So if I want to do the complete application, then you have to copy some code from here. Better to copy without writing all. Copy this file com demo. So here what I'm going to do is just paste it here, right click paste, comdemo.java. This is my comdemo.java. We will get the connection from here, right? So we got the save it. So this is the comdemo package DAO. Semicolon. Save it. So this is simple comdemo class, and we're going to get the connection object from here. It is done. When you got the connection object from here, then we'll get in the DAO layer, you have to do the insert method. So in the insert method, we have to write some logic. I'm not writing them. I'm going to copy from some other source. So if I'm going to write some logic inside insert method, so assume this is my logic. Copy. Okay. Control V. So if you see here, all the values that I'm going to insert using statement. Statement is equal to con dot create a statement. So what I'm using here, insert into emp values, emp id, emp name, emp sal, and emp email, right? Okay. So once it is inserted, then after insert, you want to return the employee details, right? So assume it is success, and after that you want to return it. Return E. I'm not writing any condition that if it is success, then it will return, else not return. I'm not going into that condition. Just I've written that is this method after inserting, it is returning the employee object that is inserted. So DAO layer completed. DAO layer completed. All right. Okay. Now we have to implement in the service layer. Right. So what we'll do inside the service layer for this. So open your service layer, EMP service. This is my EMP service class. So EMP service class, which method I'm going to use? So write that method signature. This is the method I'm going to use in the EMP service method. So copy this, Control V, right? Okay, if you want to import employee, you can import employee. And in this EMP service layer, what it will do, it will interact with the DAO layer and insert the employee object. Fine. So it is going to insert, right? So that object, so it's create an object of DAO layer. So EMP DAO. equal to new emp DAO. That's it. Now this emp DAO is a part of the DAO layer, right? Okay. Emp DAO. Okay. Now what we'll do is when you're creating an object of DAO, let's take some other name. This. Now using this, I'm going to call the method that is available in the DAO layer, that is this, and passing the employee that is coming from here. That's it. Done. Save it. After that, after insert, it's going to return the employee object, right? So return this. So your service layer also completed. Once you have created an employee, and after that is going to return that, right? So in these examples, all the tasks completed here, and it should work, right? Insert, service layer and DAO layer. So the complete thing is done, right? Now what I have to do is that I have to create a web service. So when I'm creating a web service, I have to convert service layer as a web service, right? I have to convert service layer as a web service. That is one thing. So if you want to convert service layer as a web service in the REST implementation, then what I have to do here in the REST implementation, if you want to convert a service layer, so in the REST implementation already we know that the request should come here first. So the request will come here first? No, first the request will come where? To web.xml file here. So how the request will come here? You have not provided the servlet. I'm going to copy paste because in the last example you have done the same thing. So copy paste the web.xml file content here. So copy paste this web.xml file content here. Same things we have done in the last example, right? That one I'm doing here. Copy and paste it here. Control V. So it is done, right? So the request will come here, and in which package this service class is available? It is available inside the service package. So use the package name as service. So the request will be forwarded to a production file in this path demo, correct? So from here the request will be forwarded to which package? Service package. Who is there in the service package? EMP service. So EMP service request will be forwarded to the EMP service in a particular path that I have to provide the path annotation. Which path? You can divide slash, you can define here slash EMP, slash EMP. So in this path, the request will be forwarded to EMP service class. Done. Okay. Save it. So it came here. So is there any error? Service not configurable, char sequence resolved. Okay. So leave it, that one. Now here, now the request came inside this slash EMP, right? Okay. Now after this, the request will forwarded to this create employee class. Now create employee is what type of request? It is, you are going to create some resource in the database. Now if you're going to create some resource in the database, if I'm going to create some resource in the database, so what type of request it is, what type of HTTP verbs I have to use? @post. So we have to use @ symbol to identify the HTTP verbs in REST. So @post we have used here, right? So you're going to insert one row as well as you want to going to select one row, right? Because this method is taking some input as well as returning some output. So it is going to consume as well as it is going to produce. It is going to consume as well as it is going to produce. Both is there, right? So you have to use two annotation here. @produces. @produces. So this annotation is going to return something. @produces. which return XML. So media type dot application underscore XML or JSON. You can use as you wish. You can use JSON also, you can use XML also. So let's take JSON or XML, and let's first time take XML. Application underscore XML is there. Application underscore XML is this one. So this produces XML return type, as well as it's going to consume as an XML also. Fine. So use @consume consumes, I think. Yeah. Here you can use media type dot, tell me, as an XML it is going to consume. So if you want it to take the input parameter as an XML, it you want to consume, so you have to use your application underscore XML. Right. So it's fine, but the request came here, and in this example only one method you have. Since you have only one method, so you don't need to define at that path annotation in the method level, not required, because you have only one method. Any request will come, that request will come to this method only. Any request that is going to come, that request will be handled by this method only, right? Okay. Okay, so it should work. I think we have done our task. So the first request will come inside web.xml file. Request will be forwarded to this service package, and in this path /demo. So request will come to this /emp, then it will come here, this method, and is going to send the details to the user, correct, to the database, because it is going to call a DAO layer. Service layer is going to call the DAO layer, and your DAO layer, what you are doing in the DAO layer, EMP DAO. In the DAO layer, you're going to get the connection, you're going to insert the value in the database. That's it, right? So let's see it's going to work or not. We are not going to use any web service symbols here in the DAO layer, because we always use web service symbol in the service layer, because service layer is exposed as a web service to the external world. So always we use REST API for the service layer, not for any DAO layer method, right? So that's why you find it in the service layer itself, right? So it should work, I think. So what I'll do is that I'm going to deploy it in the database. Right click, run and database run and deploy it. We're going to do the CRUD, right, this time. So finish. Start server. So what we have done is this, right? So next what I'll do is that request to be forwarded in the web.xml file. The path is /demo. Path is /demo / after demo, where it is going to forward, it is where it is going after /demo. It is going to your class /emp, correct? /demo /emp. It should go inside this path, right? Now you will say that what I've not given any input parameter, right? Which method is going to insert, right? So what I'm going to do is that just copy this and try to test with the help of SOAP-UI. Okay, so if you create a particular project, SOAP-UI, REST control V. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I want to do some post. Just see here, I'm going to do some post. So when I'm going to do some post, how we are going to do the post? Using XML. So you have to write that XML here. So whether you have that syntax to write it in as an XML, so you write that XML here, and that XML it is going to insert in the database, right? So how I'll get that XML syntax? So So you have to write that XML syntax here, but we have not. I want to generate that XML syntax by this APIs itself. So what I'll do is that we'll do one. So this is the thing. So I'm not going to execute now. Let me complete the get also. Then I'm going to execute. This is post we have done, right? Let me complete the get also. Then we're going to execute. Okay. Why? Because I have to write that format manually. I don't want to write it. I wanted to use API defined format. So that's why. So let's complete that get part also. Let me complete the get part also. Then we're going to execute. Okay. So let's copy this. So if I'm going to use the get, then what are the methods I have to use? I'm going to use get. So what should be the method that I'm going to use here in the service layer? In the service layer, it will be get employee by ID. So public employee, get employee in the service layer. Get employee by ID means what? Get employee by ID means I have to write here int empid. So what I'm going to write in the DAO layer? DAO layer, it will be public employee. Select by ID, right? And here I have to use int empid, int empid, correct? Format is done. So let's implement select by ID method inside the DAO layer. Control C. Select by ID method inside the DAO layer. So create here select by ID method inside the DAO layer. Right? Okay. So if I want to create select by ID inside the DAO layer, so I already have created some methods here. Let me check. Select by ID. This is the select by ID method. I'm not going to write it. Okay. I'm just going to copy paste because same code. Fine. Same code I'm going to use. So let's copy paste. Copy. Right. Copy. And once the copy is done, then come to our project. Control V. So this is our select by ID method. DAO layer, right? So set emp email. So this is the method, right? So what it is taking? It is taking the employee ID, and based on employee ID, it is returning one complete row. If you see here, based on the employee ID, it is going to return the complete row. Right? That's it. So if it is going to return the complete row for based on employee ID, then I have to call it in the service layer. So in the service layer also I should write another one method that is going to return the complete row. So what is the name of the method in the service layer? This is the name of the method in the service layer. You have written Control C, Control V, right? This done. Now if you see this method, how it is going to call it? First, it is going to get an object of empdow. Control C, Control V. It is going to create an object of empdow, and then it's going to call that particular method. So name of the method is select by ID. I have to pass an employee ID. This is my employee ID that I want to pass. Done. So it is reading employee object. That's it. So this method is done. Now I have to implement REST web service. So if I want to use REST web service, what type of method it is? It is returning something. So if it is returning something, which HTTP verbs we are going to use? Get, @get. Right. Now when you're using @get http verbs, so what it is doing, it is going to consume anything. It is taking employee ID, but it's not taking any class object. It's just taking employee ID. It is not taking any class object. Okay, so what we'll do is that we are going to use only one annotation called @produces. So it's going to produce as an XML, since we are using all XML. So Control C, Control V, right? Save it, right? Okay. Now, so it is done, correct? Now things got slight change. If you see in this, I have two methods. If any request will come, it will come to here or here. Again, confusion. So to handle that, you have to use class level, method level annotation @path. You have to use method level annotation @path. So the request will come here. Slash. So what I'm going to do in this method, create. A second scenario, what I'm going to do with this method @path annotation, I'm going to use slash. This is select. Right. So two method is done. I think both the method should work. So things are done from my side. Now let me deploy. I think it is already deployed in the server. No error. I'll tell you the flow in the DAO layer. DAO layer, we have select method, select by ID method. This is our select by ID method in the DAO layer. Control C copy. The DAO layer method, right? So this is the DAO layer method. Select by ID, right? So as you see this DAO layer method here is a select by ID method, and when it will get the corresponding ID, it will create a connection, and based on that connection, it will return the complete employee details. It will get the complete employee details. Based on the ID, it is going to return the complete employee details. So this is in the DAO layer class. This is DAO layer class method, right? Now this one, I'm calling this method from where? I'm calling this method from the I'm calling this method from EMP service class, right? So what I'm going to write inside EMP service class, what I'm going to write in the EMP service class, I should call this method using this. Where is EMP service? This is EMP service, and the EMP service I'm going to call using this, that I already talked about last day. So I'm not going to write once again. Copy. Okay, so this is in the EMP service. I'm going to get the details like this. Let me make it small letter, so it will come in the same location. Format, font, 12. Okay. Now see here. When the details when I'm going now in the EMP service method, what I have given here, this we have already done last day. If you remember, last day we have done it already. Now when I'm in the URL, in the URL you are using, how I'm going to write the URL? Okay, right click, run on server. This is our URL. Control C. This is the URL. Control V. Now if you see this URL, now if you see this URL, So at the end of the URL, what I want to do, I want to select the details about an employee ID. Fine. So at the end of the URL, we have to use some web API or something that is available inside WebINF. Then after that, we have to come to the class level. Some class level value I have to use like EMP. After that, we have to call this method, right? So when I'm using this method, so I have to use here select slash the employee ID. Assume employee ID is 1234. So when I'm passing this employee ID 1234, this employee ID is going to call this in the URL. This is I'm going to use in the URL. So this employee ID is going to come here, right? And if you see in this message, it is going to take an input parameter. That's why I'm using here consume application underscore XML, and it's going to return some employee object. That's why I've used here produces application underscore XML. So it's returning an employee object. I want the flow with my web service design will be in XML format. That's why I've used the design as an media type dot application underscore XML. Right. So the employee ID details you want to select, that you have to put at the end of the URL. Then this web API or this RESTful API design will fire. What it will do? It will call the dowlier method. So it will call this dowlier method, and for this employee ID, it will come inside this, and using this connection, it will return complete employee details, and this employee details is returned by this dowlier, and that you have to put inside the user interface, right? Right, in XML format it will come in the user interface, because we have used here produces equal to XML. So this is the complete get, how this get flow will work, correct? Right. Okay, next we have to know how post will work, right? So let's move with the next at the rate post. Next method post, how it is actually going to work. Now here this one. So when talked about at the rate post annotation, so first what I'm doing in the DAO layer, emp DAO, I'm writing multiple times, but just to understand emp DAO, emp.java. What I'm doing in the emp.java in the case of post. Already whatever I'm going to do in the emp.java already I've written inside the class. If you see here, emp.java, that means I'm going to create something. Post means I'm going to create something. So in the DAO layer, I have written this method. In the DAO layer, I have written this method, right? In the DAO layer, you have written this method. If you see here, it is inserting an employee details. It is inserting an employee details, correct? So who is calling this DAO layer? Who is calling this DAO layer to insert some record, and it's going to return also the employee details that you have inserted in the database, right? So who is calling this DAO layer? Service layer is calling DAO layer, right? So what is the method in the service layer? So write the method in the service layer, emp service servic service dot java. Fine. So if you're writing the service layer method, so what should be the method name? Public employee, create employee, create employee. This is the create employee method, and it will, you have to pass an employee object, right? Employee. So that I'm going to insert. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to design. I'm what I'm doing here, I'm doing the RESTful API design. In the service layer, always we implement the RESTful API design for the post type request. I'm going to create a new record, right? Okay, now if this method, what I'll do is that when you have inserted e object, so I have to creating an object of con demo, connection demo. So not this one. I have to create an object of emp DAO, right? So write emp DAO obj equal to new emp DAO, right? Fine. Now using that obj, what I'm going to do, using this obj object dot insert db, correct? I'm calling this insert db method, right? So obj dot insert db, this method, right? Insert db method. So this method is taking some parameter, right? This employee, you let's assume it is E1. So this E1 I'm going to send here E1. Fine. Now this method, after sending it, it should return a particular object of employee. So you can write here return. It is done. This method is done. Now we have to do what? We have to implement the REST API design. So first requirement is that you have to see what type of function it is. It's going to create a new record. So @post. Fine. So second, we have to see that when I'm using @post request. So when I'm using @post request, then you can see that class level, because we have not implemented that class here, class EMP service, and then we can show you the flow. In case of gate also, you have not implemented that class. If you have implemented that class now here, then we can show you how it is coming. Class EMP service. Fine. If you are starting the class EMP service, now here inside the class level, you have that path annotation, right? @ path annotation, and here at that path annotation, what I have slash and EMP. So that's why it is coming /EMP /select /EMP ID /EMP /select EMP ID, right? Same things we will do here also in case of post. Same things we will do here also in case of post. So assume this is my class. Tell me what is the class name? EMP service. EMP service, and this is the EMP service. This EMP service, and inside this EMP service, I can use @ path annotation, and here you can use /EMP, right? So the request will come from EMP to your method, correct? So last time we have used select. Now this is what insert. So I can use one of the path annotation in the method level. @ path method level annotation I should use, because I have multiple methods inside the class. So I can use slash. Tell me what is the name we will use. Create. Fine. So this is class level, this is a method level. Fine. Now if you see some more things here in the post type, is it done? REST API design? No, not yet. Tab. Not yet. Now what next? What you have to do? Next, what you have to do here is that now see this method. This method is taking some input and returning some output. This method is taking some input and returning some output. So we should always define this with the help of the annotation called @produces @consumes @produces @consume. So generally we use @produces first. So what it is returning? @produces. Fine. Produces which format I want? No, I want the output in JSON format. Fine. So what we will do? media type dot application underscore JSON. We can use. No, I want to return the output in JSON format, and which format I want to take this input. Which format I want to take this input in JSON format. Same. Fine. So this will come how control C @consume, since it's taking some input, right? So that's why I have to @consume @consumes, and here control V. Okay, double. So it will take the input as JSON format, and it will return the output also in JSON format. Fine, done, right? So these are the things how you can create, right? Okay. Now here the thing is that how I'm going to implement the URL then. How I'll implement the URL. So how that URL look like, right? So URL will look like this. Same URL you can copy from there, but it will be different here in case of post. It will be slightly different. Control C. Control V. So if you see here, so if you see follow the corresponding URL like this, then emp/select. It will not be select, right? First the request will come in the emp, then it will be create, not select. This will be create, correct? And after create, what I want to do, if I'm going to create automatically, it will take some ID parameter. Actually, it will take an employee object. Okay, just you have to use create like this. Then you have to pass those employee object to create it, right? So it will come like this, right? Okay. So what I want to say that in case of post, if is I'm using HTTP verb as post, then how I'll move to the design. This is the design that I have to follow. This is the REST API design for post type. I'm going to create, right? Okay. Now, if I want to update something, then how I'm going to do the design? Update means what? For a particular employee, I want to update the employee email ID. Okay, for or right. So how I'll go for update? So update will go for with the annotation called put put and put, right? So now we'll talk about put. How I'll do the update, right? So if I'm going for update, then what I'm doing, what the methods is available into the emp DAO layer, emp DAO.java. So what is the method name that I'm going to use in the emp DAO.java in case of update, right? So in case of our same method, I'm going to update fine. I'm not writing all the things once again. I'm just changing this method. So if I'm going to write an update method, then how it will be, right? So let's write this method inside the emp.java class. Control C, sorry. Copy. Control V, right? Now what should be the method name? After the update, I wanted to send the updated details. So you can write it update DB, update DB. And what are the things I want to update that I want to pass here from EMP, right? And it will come here. Then what should the update statement here? Delete. You can write here update table name. So you can write here update EMP, set EMP name equal to something, where EMP ID equal to something. Right? So the actual value and updated value is already here. Okay, they like this way I've sent. Actual value, updated value is already here. Then how I'm going to write the statement? Update table name set emp name equal to the value that is coming from here. So how I'm going to write this value here? E dot get emp id. Sorry, get emp name. This is what a string type, right? The string type should come in the single quotes, right? So update emp set emp name equal to this, where emp id equal to emp id equal to, it's emp id, it's a number, right? So e dot get emp id, that's it. Update statement is done, it is updated, and after updation you are returning that employee object. That's it, that you are going to do in the emp.java file. Okay, now what we'll do in our for update in our emp service.java. emp service.java file. What I'll do for update? So here also we have the class same like this class emp service, right? Like this. Now here you have to use path annotation, same like earlier, slash emp. Fine. Now inside this you have to provide the actual update method. So assume this is the method update. I'm taking once again, then names, configuration, control C, control V, control V. Fine. This is the method that you want to update. Now you want to update, right? So what you'll do from here, you have to call that emp DAO method, correct? So emp DAO obj equal to new emp DAO. Done. Now next obj dot, tell me obj dot I have to call update db, this method, and here I have to send e. That's it. Right? Okay. Now this update db method is done. Update db method is done because from the emp service is calling to the DAO layer. Now how I'm going to do the design, means your REST web service design. So as you know that it's going to update, so automatically one HTTP verbs will come at the red port. Correct. Now in the emp service class I have multiple methods, right? So I have to specify this method separately. So you have to use at the rate path annotation for method level. For method level at the rate path annotation, you can write here update. Done. Now what I'm going to do, this method, again this method is taking some emp object. That means it's going to consume some emp object, right? And it is going to produce some emp object. Both is there. So I have to apply both the annotation. At the rate consume, if it consumes, it will be media type dot. I want to consume it in an XML format. So application underscore XML, right? And it is going to return something, right? So control C and control V, and if here you have to write at that produces, right? Media type dot application underscore XML. So consumes and produces is done, right? So this is done. emp service complete. Okay, so this is how we are going to use the put method, right? Okay. Now similarly we can implement now in the URL, how we will do it in the URL, same like this earlier only. Same earlier. URL will come same earlier, control C and control V and the URL side. So emp slash update, object that you're going to send, that you have to send separately, right? Okay, so next scenario we have to go for delete. That's the last operation. Same like that, you have to go for delete. So for delete also we have to use one of the annotation called @delete. It is @delete. So how I'm going to implement, right? So same like this for emp DAO.java. So for emp DAO.java, we have to write the corresponding method. What is the method name? Let's update this existing method. Now I have to write delete method, right? So how I'm going to write the delete method? I'm going to delete a particular record based on employee ID. When I'm going to delete, I'm going to delete a particular record method based on employee ID, right? So if I'm going to delete a particular method based on employee ID, then what I'll write? So let's write public. So after delete, it will always return Boolean value, right? Boolean, true or false. Boolean value, right? So I'm going to delete. So my method name is delete db. delete DB. Now delete. I want to delete a particular record. I want to delete a particular record whose employee ID is EMP ID. Right. So in that case, I don't have to pass the complete employee object. Right. If I want to delete a particular record employee ID, so if I pass only employee ID, that is enough. In case of delete, right? So int EMP ID that I want to delete. So what's the delete query here for delete? So you can write here delete from EMP where EMP ID where EMP ID equal to the EMP ID that you are going to pass. You can write here EID, fine, EID. So the number that you have passed, EMP ID that I want to delete. So this is what? This is a number, right? So number will come inside double, fine. So it will in between, it will come EID. No single quotes for number because it's a number, right? So this is the SQL query you have to first delete from EMP where EMP ID equal to EID. So it will delete the record from here, and if it is deleted, I'm not going in this logics. It will return for true for the time. I'm not writing condition. If deleted, then true, else false. These are the things how it will be, right? Okay. And the EMP DAO method. Now our focus is our REST web service design. Our focus is REST. How I'm going to implement that design, right? Okay. So now here, I'm going to write EMP service. Okay. EMP service.java, EMP service.java, this is a class, right? So class EMP service. So inside this EMP service, when request will come, it will come inside this path level annotation, or the annotation at that path. So assume it is coming inside EMP, right? EMP, right? So when it coming inside for EMP, so here I should write the delete method, right? So write the delete method. How are you going to delete from here? Control C, Control V. So public boolean delete DB int EID, right? It should be like this. Okay. So next, what we'll do here is that so to create an object of EMP DAO. So create an object of EMP DAO. EMP DAO obj equal to new EMP DAO. Fine. Okay. Now next, what we'll do obj dot what delete DB. Obj dot delete DB, right? Now which employee ID I want to delete? The employee ID that I'm going to take a parameter from here, that is EID. Okay. Fine. So now here, now that is going to delete this ID, right? After deleting, you have return a boolean value, so you can return this. So it will return the corresponding boolean value, true or false. Fine. Now here I have to implement the REST design for delete method. You have to implement the REST API design for delete method. Then how I'll do it, right? Okay. So if you want to delete, right? So here what you have to do is that so here it is what type of method? Delete operation. So add the delete. Fine. Now first point. Second point is that we have multiple methods inside this EMP service. So I have to separate that method from others, right? So how? Add the path annotation we can use. So when you're using @path annotation, so here I can use /delete. Now when you're using /delete here, so now in case of delete operation, what you find here is that it is returning a Boolean value. Okay, it is returning a Boolean value and it is taking an input. Right. So whether you are getting any particular object, no. If you're not getting any object, then not required to define at the media type as. So if you want to define the media type, then you can define this one @produces media type dot tell me text underscore plain, but not if you don't define, then also it will work, because most of the time we'll use produces and consumer if you are returning some string. Now in there you're returning some boolean. If you define @produces media type text underscore plain, so it will return a boolean value, is fine. But if it's going to take a primitive input, then not required to define consumes. So consumes very specifically if you are going to include some object, then generally we use consume. We're going to take a primitive type, most of the scenario we don't define it. Okay, consume. So this is the thing. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete a particular employee ID. I'm going to delete a particular employee ID. So that employee ID I have to pass from here. So same like earlier, right? I have to delete a particular employee ID. So that it's that employee ID that I am going to delete, that I have to pass from here. Fine. So how I'm going to pass from here that employee ID? So we have to use this symbol like this. Correct? And what I'm going to pass here, EMP ID. So this is in the REST API. Now how I'm going to take this value that is available in the REST API in our Java class? The value that is available in the REST API. So from where this value will come? That will come to the URL. So where is the URL? So let's write this one. I want to delete this time, right? So Control C. So Control C here. Control V. Correct. And if I'm going to delete a particular record, then you can write here update and delete. Right, /delete. Right. After delete, I have to pass that employee ID. So what is the employee ID? Assume 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to delete. So this employee ID will come here. REST API. This employee ID will come here in the REST API. This employee ID will come in the REST API, right? So when it will come here, then it will come in Java. So how we are going to take the value from the REST API to Java? How I'm going to take the value from REST API to Java? How? We have to use one of the annotation. Tell me what is the annotation name? @pathparam. @pathparam. I think we have not done it earlier. You have to use this @pathparam annotation to take the value from REST API to Java. Okay, and you can use EMP-ID, int EMP-ID, or int EID, whatever you are going to use, or a string, whatever you are going to use. Whatever value you have given here, that value you are going to use here. So it should be EMP-ID, right? EMP-ID. This is how, if the value you are going to take from the URL inside your REST API, how you are going to take inside Java. There were path annotation we used inside Java. Now this one I want to delete. So this EMP-ID I have to pass as a parameter, Control C inside your DeleteDB method. Correct. Control V, that's it, done. So this is a scenario how it will actually work. And this is the scenario that we are trying to create last day, and we're getting lots of error because of the user interface. Some plugins it is not supporting, but when I'm working the same example in the personal system, it is working fine. So let's try once again today. Let's see it is working or not, else we'll move on next. There is some plugins so you can try from your system. It will work for everyone. So in these examples, in our examples that we are using here, we are talking about the same example for select by ID. So this is our service layer. You are selecting the employee details based on the employee ID. You are going to select the details. Fine. So when you're going to select based on employee ID, let me check that employee ID is available in the employee table or not. Let me check once again. The employee ID is available in the employee table. connect system. Password is Oracle, right? Now select star from EMP. Select star from EMP, right? Yes, it is there. Assume the employee ID is 1234 Srinivas. I want to get his details. EMP ID is 1234 Srinivas. So for 1234 Srinivas, if I want to get the details, I have used this REST API. This is the get method implementation, EMP ID. So if I'm going to select that employee ID here, so this is my REST API. From the REST API, I wanted to put it inside my Java class. So I have to use path param @ path param. Path param annotation I have used here. Now, when using other path param annotations, you have to use here EMP ID. And this EMP ID is an int. You can use integer or int, whatever you want to use, integer or int you can use. Based on the EMP ID, you're going to select the details, right? In XML format, right? It should work fine, no issues. Everything is okay only. And so this is my DAO layer. It is going to call the select by ID method, and it's going to get the details. Let me check it is running or not. Okay, so I have to use EMP service /EMP/select, right? So I have to use /EMP/select. So is there anything else before that we can get it from the web.xml file? In the web.xml file, you have /demo. So first you have to come to the web.xml file, request will come /demo, then you will come to the EMP, then you have to come to the select, and after that select I have to give the employee ID. What is the employee ID I have to select? Employee ID is 1234, right? So use the number 1234, enter. Here it is working fine, right? Last it was not working, right? Now today it is working fine. If I'm going to get the Srinivas details came, right? Okay, so when you got the Srinivas details, I wanted to, right? I got it, right? So now see this, I wanted to do test the same thing from the SOAP UI. Okay, so copy this, go to SOAP UI. Where is SOAP UI? This is our SOAP UI. And we can implement all the process, all it will work. I'll just show you. Just see this. In the SOAP UI, let's create a particular project. Control C, Control V, or select 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. Click OK. Okay. So I want to select the details for 1, 2, 3, 4. In which format? In the XML format. Fine. So get type request in XML format. I want to get the details for 1, 2, 3, 4. Select. So we got the details in XML format. So select is working fine, right? Next, I want to do the insert. Right? I have another operation, insert or create. I want to create a new record. I want to create a new record in the database, right? So let's create it. Okay, from here it will be very easy to create, because when I'm going to create now, I want to copy this format. I don't want to write those things manually once again. Just copy this. Fine. And here for create, I have to use post HTTP verbs I have used here, right? When you're using post here, so I have to create in which format I want to send application, XML format, Control V. Now you can find the flow is different. It's okay, you can use the same flow, but here you have to use some different value. Here I have to use 7777. Fine. And name is Navin, and the salary is this, and the email ID is navin@gmail.com, right? So these records I wanted to create in the database. Right? So enter. So it should create in the database. There is no response because in your method you have not response is there in the employee. It's saying success. So whatever it is, that response not yet came, it should come. We have inserted the value. Sorry, we have not yet inserted. Here I have to use emp/create. Right? See that diagram when I'm going for create. I'm following this one only. Create. I'm following this one. So if I'm going to follow this one, what I'm going for create, I have to use @post. Yes, we have used @post for create. Right? So and insert div is being called /emp/create. Right? We have used XML. Fine. You can do that in JSON also. We'll do it JSON also. So in this create, I'm using XML. Let's do it first. So it's everything is correct, right? So when I'm going to do the create, I have to use the create statement here. Once again, let me create it. Create. See here, when I've created now, after creation, after creation, after creation, the object that you have inserted in the database, so that object details came in front of you, right? So because it is returning, the created object is returning, right? Let me check it has gone in the database or not. Select start from EMP. Yes, it has created the database. Navin. So create is also working fine, right? Now this insert and select, I want to do with the help of JSON. I want to do the same thing, so not with the help of XML, with the help of JSON we want to implement, right? So let's do with the help of JSON. How we'll do it with the help of JSON? So just one change you have to do it is that this one I have to do media type dot application underscore JSON. Media type dot application underscore JSON. So this will be the format. Media type dot application underscore JSON. Media type dot application underscore JSON. So I want to do the same things in JSON format. Fine. So insert and select both. Right. So let's do it one by one. Let me once again right click, run as run on server, deploy it. I want to do the both the things in JSON format now. Okay. So just see how it looks like in JSON format. So first I want to select. Okay. So first I want to select, use get method. And if I'm going to select, so right here select method. For which details I want to select? I want to select the details of parameter 1111 employee ID. So 1111. Sorry, this is the employee ID for her. So I want to get her details here. So let me check it is coming or not. Okay, so get, and it should come in JSON, right? So enter. See here, it came in the JSON format. Just see here, it came in the JSON format. The details came in JSON format. Correct. So select is working in application under JSON format. Now what I want to do, I wanted to create one record in JSON using JSON. I want to create one record using JSON, right? So do one thing, don't have to write manually, just copy that complete signature. Copy that complete signature, Control C copy, and right here, I'm going to create one record, right? So create your post method. Select here post method. So when you're using post, and here I have to use the format as JSON. Just see here, application underscore JSON. So this format I'm just copy paste. I'll just copy paste this format, Control C, Control V, and use that employee ID as like 6666. Fine. And the name of the employee is Subhas, right? And assume his salary is this much, and the email ID is SUBAS. So this is the record that I want to insert into the database. What I want to do, I want to create. So I have to change this URL as create. Fine in JSON format. Let me check it is working or not. Insert. So it is created in the database and selected returning also. Let me check it is created or not. Right. So how, I can check from here also. I don't have to go to database. So just right here select. Sorry, if I want to SQL syllabus database, you find no issues. Enter. Yes. So was created. Right. So it is working fine. So insert and select. Now I have to do. I want to do delete and update. Correct. So we have to do the delete and update, right? So just you have to copy paste this code here, whatever you have done now, just now. That code I have to copy and paste, then only it will work. So let's copy and paste the code related to update. Let's copy the code for update. So this is my code for update. Fine. In the EMP DAO. Fine. So come to the EMP DAO and copy the code for update. This is the code for update. Control V. Right. So updated value I'm going to update, for a name I'm going to update, for an employee ID. Everything is fine, no issues. Fine. Now you have to come to the service layer for yes, this update. I have to use put method, this one. So come to this, copy, and come to the service layer. Come to service layer where you are in the service layer, EMP service, right? And when you come to EMP service, Control V, I'm going to do update. This is a put method I have used here. So when I'm going to update, right, you're using EMP update and employee E. So how we are going to send the employee object? We have to use one of the annotation called @path param. @path param. You should remember this one. @path param. Either you can use update this one like this, or you can pass the name and employee ID separately. That also you can do it, right? You can pass name and employee ID separately in this update. Okay, without using this, you can pass here ID and name separately. So if you're writing int EID, comma, that also you can do it. String is slightly different, right? EMP name. If I'm passing these two, these two I want to update. So update table name, set EMP name equal to ename. EMP name equal to ename. So it is what? It's one type of a string. So you can write here ename, where EMP ID equal to EID. EID is a number, right? So EID, no string, no single quotes. Here you have single quotes. That is done. In the SQL it is done. So after this, what you're going to do? Update true or false? Boolean. So you can return here true. That's it. Updated in the database. So this method you're calling from the EMP service class. So EMP service class, it is returning Boolean value. Right, so you can return a return Boolean. Okay, now here we're going to update. You have to pass two parameters, as I told you just now. One is called int EMP ID, another is string EMP name. These two parameters we can pass. So how we'll pass these two parameters? Same like this that we have done with the path param annotation. Control C for EMP ID, Control V, and this is for EMP name, Control V. So we can write here EMP name, and here a string EMP name. Done, right? We have EMP ID and EMP name both. You got it, right? Now if I'm going to update that, then these two parameters I have to pass inside this method. First one is EMP ID and second one is EMP name. That's it, done.
Amit, hi.
Yes, please tell me.
Actually, if you are going to define an interface for this service class, so there also need to define the same properties and this put and path update, all these consumes. They also need to
Once
define in the interface. In the
one
interfaces.
second.
This is
In the interface, right? So in the interface interface class, you don't have to write it. It's a class you have to write.
okay.
In the interface, you don't have to do anything. Just you write the interface, because interface it's for implementing purpose, right?
Yes,
Where
yes.
you are going to REST API design, it will be always inside a class.
Okay.
So let's implement this update part. For an employee ID, I want to update the employee name. Let's see it is working or not. It is done from my side in the coding side.
Yeah.
So I want to update any particular employee details. Assume I want to update the details of Srinivas. I want to change the name of employee ID 1234 as Srini, not Srinivas. So let's do it. So then what I'll do is that we'll go to our first. I have to update, right? So update means put method. Fine. Put method emp slash update, right side. Fine. Now when I'm using this put method, so I have to pass some parameter for whom and what I'm going to update. So both the parameter I have to pass from here. So first parameter that I want to pass is here I am using XML. So as you wish, since we have used like this, so we can use employee ID and employee name. So I want to use the employee ID as 1234, employee name is Srini. So employee ID is 1234 and employee name is Srini. Right, let me check it's updating or not. Enter. So it's returning Boolean value. You cannot see these details here. You can see in the database. Enter. Where it is not updated, so something is not okay. We have used put method, employee ID and name. It should work. Update. After that, you should deploy it. I think I have not deployed it. Something like that. Right click, run on server. Next, finished. Okay. So it is going to consume the message as an XML I have used here. It's going to consume the message in XML. So it's Boolean. So the Boolean is an output. So here is the problem. It is not taking the message in XML. So that is a problem here. So what I can do here is that tell me what I can do here. You can make it JSON XML, but it should work. Well, the employee example also good. So you can, if I want to taking that employee example, that was also good employee. So if I'm taking this, so it does not produces anything else. Consume also is taking number like this. So if it is like this, then I will start it. I think design gets updated. Now let me execute once again. emp slash update slash Srini. And I'm not returning any output. This is an update method put. So it should be updated in the data backend. So if I'm going to backend, not updated. So you can see in the console what is the error. Is there error in the console or update? There is no error in the console. So I think we have to do some changes in update. In rules, we may have to do some changes. What I can do is that it should work. Use this one. Control V. Fine. If it's taking JSON, it should work like this way also. It should work like this way also. EMPLOI employee EMP. Okay, again I have to change the design. Okay, so EMP I'm going to use inside update employee. It was the earlier design, it was this only employee E. So here I have to use e dot get emp id, get emp name, where e dot get emp id. Right, done. Fine, good, nice. It should work. Let me check. Let's see it is updated or not. It's updated in the database. Let me check now once again from here, from JSON. Let me select a particular details in JSON format. Okay, first you need to select. So I can copy that JSON format. Okay, so what is that ID 1 2 3 4? Let me select it first. Get enter. So I should get the JSON format. I got the JSON format, right? Now I want to update. So copy this one, copy this one. Now I want to update. So update means put. Update means put. So in case of put, copy this complete. Control C, Control V. What I want to update, I want to update this name as Srini. Fine. This one I need. Employee ID, I need the updated name as Srini. So if I want to do this, then I have to use here update. Fine. Let's execute. It's returning Boolean value. That's why you're not seeing any output. Let me check it's working or not. Right click, Srinivas. It's not updated. So that's Srini name.
Annotations not marked.
It is saying success. It is saying success. So it should work.
I think on the method annotations are missing. Right?
You're saying here.
No, we have.
We are taking the employee object. So that employee object is going here. And in the employee, it is coming here. After this, set emp, update emp, set emp name equal to employee name. Let me print this. System dot out dot println. We'll see here. Println, and here I have to use e. I'm going to print a. Just write the syntax here. Inside update, right? Let me see the updated values are coming here or not. Then update employee set emp name equal to employee name where emp id equal to this. Then it should work. If it work, then it should return success. Control X, this success, Control V, it should return update success. Check working or not. Okay, right click. Once again restart. And we have updated the details for Srini, right? Here it is put method. So put method is there, right? In our method emp service we have used put method slash. Oh, this spelling is wrong. Update, right? So it should be updated. Yes, updated. Now it should work. Now it should work. Once again I want to update this for Srini. Update, it should work. Next. True. See, is returning true, right? And if you see the console, here you find some error. So inside update null value is not going. So what is the problem? Null pointer exception in line number 49. So line number 49, there is a null pointer exception in this class. So what is the line number 49? Line number 49. See here, 49. So where is your update employee method? Update employee method is not there. Shit. Employee service we have update employee method. Where is update DB method?
There are two employee DAO classes open.
Okay, close all. This is my employee DAO class, and we have the employee update method. Yes, it is there. Oh, it is taking, I think, old version. Right click, restart. It is returning true, so it should be updated. No. So it is.
It is returning true because you have given already true. It's not returning from there. It's not coming from
Okay.
that database. Yeah.
Okay.
Always return true only.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. I've not implemented that logic actually.
Yes. Yes.
So some error is coming here. It is saying that null pointer exception in the EMP DAO line number 49. So in the EMP
Can you
DAO
go to there?
line number 49, there is some problem. Line number 49. Here is the problem. It is not getting that employee object is not coming here. So this employee object is not coming here. So update DB. So this object I'm passing from the MP service.
See, yes, in the inside update, no, in that employee ID itself is coming null. See the print out log inside update null is coming there in console error message.
Yes, this is not. So that means the value is not going from here.
Yeah, not coming from service to DAO.
Yes, I'm using here JSON format. So it's not taking this, or how it is. Restart. It should work. It will work. Let it done first. It should work. Yes, now update success, right? So I think it is done. It is done now this time. It is done. Srinivas. So since update is done, similarly delete should also work. The last operations. So last operations. Let's do the delete one. It is easy only just, but since we are doing all the operations, let it do it. Make it complete.
Means for update and delete, path param is not required there.
Yes, it is required now. We have used this one. See, we have used update.
No, you go into code that Eclipse. There you removed, right? Just now you removed, right? That's why it's work now.
Which one?
Imply just now it was there some error. No? You removed something, right?
Path param. Oh no. Here, yes, we have removed that path param. Actually, path param annotation is not for an object. It is actually for instance variable.
Yes. That's what you removed that one.
Yeah. So here this is, and then the delete method for in the DAO layer. Let me implement the delete method. Delete DB MP ID. Everything is fine, right? Okay. Now we have to implement this. We have to call this in the service layer. So call it in the service layer using this API specified methods in the service layer. So this is my delete method. Copy in the service layer. I control V. Let's import this MPID I want to delete, and it is taking as an input. So I'd not. If you want in JSON format, you can use JSON. Else, not required any input. Not required for this. Okay. Path is fine. I'm creating employee ID that I'm going to delete from database. Let me check it's working or not. API side, it is done. So let's implement it from here. So emp/delete delete, and which one I want to delete? To take an employee ID called 1234/1234. I want to delete. /1234 you want to delete, and what is that ID? Delete, right? That's it, right? Let me delete it. It should delete. It should work. Let me check it is working or not. Go to the database, enter 1234. Yes, 1234 got deleted, right? So what we find from these discussions is that we can implement a CRUD operation using REST web service, and these are the 4 operations that we have written as well as implemented, right?